Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Easy Chat English podcast. Today, we've got a great topic, something that we all have to do, but maybe not something we all enjoy. Housework. How often do you do housework, Ethan?
Oh, I do housework every day, whether I like it or not. It's just one of those things, right? Cleaning up, tidying up, it all has to be done. How about you, Amelia?
Yeah, same here. It's a constant effort to keep things in order. But in our house, we like to split the duties, share the chores. We take turns doing things like vacuuming or washing the dishes. That way, it doesn't feel like one person is doing everything.
That's a good way to do it. My family and I try to pitch in together too. If everyone does a little, the housework gets done faster. Plus, it makes things a bit more fair, don't you think?
Absolutely. Housework is a shared responsibility. So today we'll be sharing some of our own experiences with housework, along with some useful English words and expressions that you can use in your everyday life. Let's start by talking about our daily routines. What kind of household tasks do you do every day, Ethan?
Well, for me, I always start my day with some tidying up. I can't stand clutter, so I usually spend about 15 minutes just decluttering. I wipe down the kitchen counters and make sure everything's in its place. It's part of my routine.
That's a good habit. For me, I try to keep up with small tasks like sweeping and dusting every day. It's easier to maintain the house if you do a little bit every day rather than letting it pile up. And I'm with you. Keeping things in order is a priority. When the house is clean, I feel more relaxed.
Yes, I feel the same way. I also make sure to mop the floors once a week, but dusting and wiping things down is something I do almost daily. It's just part of keeping things clean and tidy.
It sounds like you've got a solid routine. For me, laundry is a big one. I like to keep up with it, so I do a load of laundry almost every day. Otherwise, it just piles up, and I end up spending hours folding clothes. Do you have any laundry habits?
Oh, I try to do the same. I learned the hard way that letting laundry pile up is a bad idea. And folding clothes right after they come out of the dryer makes such a difference, doesn't it?
It sure does. Otherwise, they just sit there, and you end up procrastinating.
Now let's talk about housework preferences. Do you have any tasks that you actually enjoy?
I kind of enjoy vacuuming. It's weird, but there's something satisfying about seeing the floors clean after a good vacuum. Plus, it's one of those tasks where you can see immediate results.
I can relate. For me, it's doing the dishes. I know most people hate it, but I find it kind of therapeutic. I like seeing everything go from dirty to clean. Plus, when you finish, the kitchen looks so much better.
That's true, but let me tell you, I do not enjoy folding clothes. It's so tedious, and I always try to avoid it. What about you? Is there any chore you dislike?
Oh, I agree with you on that. Folding laundry is the worst. I also don't enjoy scrubbing the bathroom. It's just one of those tasks that's time-consuming and not very fun.
Yeah, scrubbing can definitely be tedious, but you've got to do it, right?
Exactly. It's one of those necessary evils of housework.
So, we've talked about preferences, but housework can also be challenging, especially when you're busy. How do you manage your time, Ethan?
Time management is key. I like to make a to-do list for the day, and I set aside specific times for housework. For example, I'll spend 30 minutes in the morning tidying up, then maybe another 30 minutes in the evening cleaning up after dinner. Breaking tasks into smaller steps makes it feel less overwhelming.
That's a great tip. I found that multitasking can also help. For example, while I'm waiting for something to cook in the oven, I'll wipe down the counters or sweep the floor. It makes me feel like I'm being productive.
Yes, multitasking is a good strategy, but sometimes I procrastinate, especially with bigger tasks like deep cleaning. Then I end up feeling overwhelmed. How do you deal with that?
I try to break it down into smaller tasks. If I'm deep cleaning, I'll focus on one room at a time instead of trying to do everything at once. That way, it feels more manageable.
That's smart. And if you're really pressed for time, it's okay to just do the essentials, like a quick sweep or wipe down. You don't always have to do everything in one go.
One of the big topics when it comes to housework is sharing responsibilities. How do you divide housework in your family?
In our house, we really try to share the load. Everyone takes responsibility for different tasks. For example, my wife does the vacuuming and I take care of the laundry. We split the chores based on what each of us prefers or what we're good at.
That's a good way to do it. In my house, we have a similar system. My partner and I sit down every week and negotiate who's going to do what. We also take turns doing certain tasks, like cooking or cleaning the bathroom.
That's great teamwork. It's important to have fair distribution of the work, especially when both people are busy with jobs and other responsibilities.
Absolutely, and communication is key. If something feels like it's too much, we talk about it and adjust the plan. It's all about teamwork and pulling your weight.
Now let's share some tips for making housework easier. Do you have any go-to tools or cleaning hacks, Amelia?
Oh, yes. I love using a microfiber cloth for dusting. It works wonders and picks up dust so easily. Also, I have this robot vacuum that I use every couple of days, and it's a total game changer. It takes care of vacuuming while I'm doing other things.
That's a great tip. I've heard robot vacuums save a lot of time. One thing I found helpful is using multi-purpose cleaners. You don't need a separate product for every surface. One cleaner can do it all. And of course, keeping your cleaning supplies organized makes everything easier.
Definitely. Having the right equipment really makes a difference. Another tip I use is setting a timer for 15 minutes. I find that if I set a timer, I can focus and get a lot done in a short amount of time. It makes the whole process feel quicker.
That's a great idea. Quick cleaning sessions are really effective, and I agree, having good tools makes housework so much easier.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode on housework. We've shared a lot of tips, stories, and useful expressions that will hopefully make your housework routine a little easier and more enjoyable.
Yes, and remember, housework doesn't have to be overwhelming if you stay organized and share the responsibilities. Plus, using time-saving hacks and good tools can really make a difference.
Exactly. And don't forget, consistency is key. Keep on top of things, and housework won't feel so daunting. If any of you have tips or experiences you want to share, we'd love to hear from you.
Yes, send us your housework tips. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll be back next time with another great topic. Until then, keep your space clean and your spirits high.
Bye for now.